Namaskar. Welcome to Prakash on Basics. One of the cornerstones of Indian philosophy is Maya, knowing what it is and conquering it. Let's try and understand Maya today. Ma means not, and Ya means which. So Maya means that which is not. Surprisingly, there is a very good present day word for it, which is virtual reality. Even if Maya is said to be undefinable, anirvachaniya, as it is said, many meanings have been attempted. Let's try and look at some of them. An illusion that cannot be separated easily from the reality is Maya. Misconception due to ignorance is Maya. It entices you, it unsettles you. Its nature is very difficult to realize and accept. The Advaita followers believe that Maya is the cause of dualism. That's quite natural because Advaita followers are non dualists. So for them, anything that disturbs that is Maya. Uh, this Maya goes through a number of stages. It goes through a stage of creation when you feel that there is a Maya and when you realize that it is growing, and then its final disillusionment in case of some. For many of us, we are not even aware of its existence and are entangled in it. Maya is the covering that hides the truth. Like, let's take an example, what these green plants that you see, water hyacinth, uh, that grows on stagnant water. One can't see the bottom, neither can you see the water till you part this water hyacinth. A bit of distraction, and this water hyacinth collects again, and the water in the bottom is gone. And if this green carpet is thick, you don't even realize the existence of water below. Then what is the solution? Enlightenment, parting Maya. For that, you obviously and very often need a guru. And what should he do? First, he must make you aware that this is Maya and that this is just a superficial layer and that there is a bottom and a truth. And he must also make you aware that the truth is hidden below and you need to access it. But realize that Maya is not ignorance, it is improper perception. And that is usually due to lack of true knowledge. One of the most common examples talked of even in Indian philosophy is the concept of the rope. The rope lying in the dark appears to be a snake. The misconception is because you have a previous knowledge of the snake, and then fear steps in. You start feeling keep away, use a stick, maybe it's poisonous, kill it. No, no, don't kill it. All this is really futile, all the thoughts and even the actions, because all this is Maya. So, Maya distorts the truth. The past experiences that we have are the ones that get extrapolated. Switch on the light and the snake disappears. Naturally, Maya disappears as soon as truth comes to the forefront. And what you see is a harmless rope. And that it is harmless is again the previously acquired knowledge. And what about a kid hasn't seen or heard of both the snake as well as the rope. And the child is naturally very fearless. So Maya is ineffective if there is no previous knowledge to distort. Does that mean ignorance is bliss? I don't know. Let's keep that for some other discussion. Also realize that closing your eyes is not the solution. Maya's distortion cannot be expelled by anything other than correct knowledge, true enlightenment. And remember the six evils that we talked of some time back. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsar. Desires, anger, avarice, fear, ignorance, jealousy. All these distort the truth using our past experiences. And we are entangled in the web of Maya. And this Maya has the trigunas that we just recently talked of. Its Raja Guna and Tama Guna components influence us and overshadow our Sattva Guna. And what about Maya's Sattva Guna? Its pure Sattva Guna component is God's influence all around us. And in Hindi, we call it Prabhu ki Maya. The words Prabhu ki Maya or Prabhu ki Leela, the all encompassing sattvic Maya, is all because of the supreme entity. What that entity is and what name you use for it is immaterial, really. The one that keeps an individual from Brahmatnyan, the ultimate truth, is Maya. And that is because of his involvement in the material world. My wealth, my family, my religion, my nation, the level rises, but the involvement, the attachment, the binding is still there. Maya is the hurdle in the path of Brahmadnya, the way to realization of the unity with the supreme Brahma. The tainting of our spiritual life by materialistic attachment is Maya. Considering oneself separate from Brahma, that itself is Maya. And the Krishna devotees say, no, 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 that is separation from Krishna. Whether it is Brahma or Krishna, isn't that also a form of Maya? Simply speaking, we all talk of day to day experiences that are also linked with Maya. Sunrise, sunset, sun hiding behind mountains. In spite of knowing the truth, we still believe all this. In spite of knowing that the sun is stable and the earth is the one that is moving. So all this is naturally Maya, the misinterpretations that we have. And truly, is that the ultimate truth? Because the sun itself is not stable within our galaxy, the Milky Way. And the Milky Way itself is not stable. And the whole universe itself is expanding. So all this is Maya at cosmic scale. Coming down to realities, Tulsidas puts down a good example. He says, if in your dream someone is chasing, running behind you with a axe to chop off your head, running is not going to solve the problem. You must awaken. That's exactly what you must do as far as Maya is concerned. So you cannot run away from Maya. You need to overcome it. You need to realize it. The material world, family ties are all Maya. This is what many of our sages and many of the philosophers talk of. But sannyas, renunciation, is not the solution. And this misconception could be pretty difficult to get away with. Uh, Let's imagine a completely different type of an example. Suppose there is a very huge prism, maybe a few kilometers on each side, and you have a beam of light coming from one side and passing through it and coming out of the other side. But when it comes out, it's going to come out in big, broad light bands, red, green, yellow, and all those, till you come to violet 1 and violet 2. And let's say along the side where you have colors, you have a lot of ant hills, and there are a lot of ants. And if there is an ant in the red patch, for it the world is red. The one in the green patch, the world is green, and it would think that everything around is based on green color or red color or yellow or violet to the extreme end. And so for itself, that is Maya. But we standing outside realize that that's not really the truth. And think of an ant that climbs up all along, goes to the apex and gets down on the other side. And the instant that happens, it realizes that, oh no, all these colors are all Maya. The reality is the completely bright white light that you have on the other side. Let's think of something else. Suppose I'm sitting on a beach, having a big mirror with me, looking at the beautiful waves and water in front of me. And while looking, inadvertently, the mirror falls down and breaks into a number of pieces. And now the sun being reflected in all these pieces, as well as in the water, creates that shimmering and glow that we see. Is the sun inside those pieces? Is the sun in every drop of water? It sparkles exactly like the sun. In the pieces, you can make out that there is something like a sun. But all that naturally is Maya. And if this happens in the evening, the whole thing appears to be golden. And then, are these gold pieces? Not really. That's again Maya. And what about some of the pieces that are inverted? And in that, you don't see any reflections. So, Maya may not affect everything. The effect mainly depends on, the term used there is in the number of examples is Deshakala Nimitta, meaning location, time, and the cause of Maya. And our conceptions, or rather misconceptions, vary accordingly. And then going back a couple of lectures, the one that makes you run behind prayers in spite of knowing Shreyas is Maya. The one that keeps you engrossed in the materialistic world by emotional attachments is Maya. So is Maya good or bad? It really depends upon the individual to a very large extent. Because it is the driving force behind all our activities. What we see all around us is the Maya created by God Himself. In the Puranas, Maya is one of the nine powers of Vishnu. And in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says it is very difficult to overcome Maya, for it is my own creation, the Lord's. And with only His help will you be able to overcome it. So come in my Sharan. So come, have faith in me, and I will improve things for you, is what Krishna tells Arjun. Please realize that we are living in a normal world. You, me, and everybody around us, most of us. Renunciation, moksha, brahmatnya is not in the capacity of most of us. For us, this material world is everything. And that is what Maya is about. This material world around us, many a times, is referred to as the Maya Jal, a fishing net, a virtual trap in which all of us are present without realizing that we are in a trap. Some of us realize it and get out of it. And that is what is talked of as moksha or other issues that we talked of some time back. So for most of us, Maya is an inseparable part of our lives. We just need to understand it. And from our individual point of view, it could be bad or good depending upon how much of an involvement you have in it. The one that makes decision making difficult is Maya. The term used is Sat, Asat, Anirvachaniya. The difference between true or false is difficult to put down in words and in thoughts also. Right or wrong, good or bad, true or false, and all their combinations. Because something could be true but bad, something could be wrong but good for someone, or good for the situation. So all these possible combinations expands the scope of Maya, complicating things a lot more. And that makes our choices that much more difficult and makes it that much more difficult for us to identify Maya itself. We can sense this uncertainty due to Maya even in science. In fact, the uncertainty principle put forward by Heisenberg itself is a part of this. If you try to determine the position accurately, you lose out on the momentum and vice versa. If you try to measure the energy concisely, you are lost in measurement of time. And that's not in general, but that is at a very small level or a microscopic level. So generally for us, Maya doesn't really matter. But when you go down to the core, to the crux, to the infinitely small parts, that is when this starts becoming more and more important. And that's true for many other areas of science also. We talk of the wave particle duality, whether it's a particle or a wave. For normal situations, it doesn't really matter. But the instant you go down, you start thinking more, you come to very simple, very basic parts. You have a problem deciding on whether it is a wave or a particle, or does it behave like both, or what is it? And we talk of the electrons, and we talk of electrons going around in the orbits, but that's not true any longer. We talk of probability of existence of an electron at a particular point. That's again, you are not really very certain of what is happening and where it is. So there is Maya even at an atomic scale, and definitely more at still lower levels, because we today are talking of quantum computing and tunneling effects and radioactive decay and so many things. And all of them directly or indirectly are linked to Maya. We'll go into details of some of this when I start talking on science after some time. Um, Ramakrishna, the guru of Swami Vivekananda, says whenever Ami or Amar arise, these are Bengali words. Ami is me and Amar is mine. Me and mine, whenever they arise, then Maya is involved in it. If you think carefully, that's what the whole thing is about. Pride in achievement and reaping its benefits is associated with the Maya that comes along with it. Chasing which is futile is Maya. And that's what all these sages do, renounce Maya and try to seek the ultimate truth. There are some beautiful examples in a different direction. I'll talk of one of them. Um, Ram, Sita, and Lakshman walking in a row, maybe Panchavati and other areas. Lakshman knows Sita only because of Ram. So for Lakshman, Sita is Ram's creation. but she's in front. And for Lakshman to see Sita, that's possible. But to see Ram, Sita must be out of the way. So the ultimate truth is because of something of his creation that is there in between. And that's what is hiding the ultimate truth. It must be temporarily removed to see the final truth. And this final truth, that true is a major issue in Indian philosophy. Satya, Sat, and so many other names. And that we will talk of next time. If you have liked whatever I have said, please pass on the information to your friends. Let them also come out of this trap of Maya, or at least realize that there is a trap and that it could be utilized and experimented with and done away with at times. It tends to reduce our grief and increase our joys at certain times. Please like and subscribe to this channel. Until we meet next Saturday for another concept in our philosophies. Namaskar.